So in closing, if I think back to the first talk I gave to this group, now more than 20 years ago, it was a time when there were a lot of people who were sick. Most of the world around them, certainly including the medical community, really did not necessarily believe that they were sick with a biologically based illness, and certainly didn't begin to have diagnostic tests available or treatments available. Now it's 20 years later, 5,000 research papers later, hundreds of laboratories around the world studying this illness. We still don't have a cure. We don't even yet have a really good diagnostic test. But looking at it from the trenches of a physician and a scientist who has studied this illness over 20 years, I am very impressed by how much we have learned and by how attitudes around me in the medical community have changed. They haven't fully changed to the degree I would like. There are still some skeptics. But now studies by the CDC of national doctor attitudes about CFS find that I believe the number is something like 75 to 80% of American physicians now believe CFS is really a biologically based disease. They're very frustrated by it, and they're not always happy to see patients with it because a doctor wants to have a solution for you. And if the doctor doesn't even have a diagnostic test, let alone a cure, a doctor feels like he's or she is failing in his or her responsibility to you. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that a lot of my colleagues are just as soon happy that I and some other people take patients with CFS, but they don't. If there are fundamental advances made in the next year or two around a diagnostic test or a treatment, or just understanding the causes of this illness better, I think attitudes will suddenly change rapidly, and you're going to find lots more scientists who want to study it, lots more doctors who want to learn how to treat patients with it. And I'm optimistic that in the next 2 years there will be better progress than there has been up until now because of that base of 5,000 studies that have been done over the last 20 years since I first spoke to you. Thanks very much.